Social Action Curriculum Project by Sarah Wilhite. The name of my SACP is Closing the Gap by Opening a Book. Vanceboro Farm Life is really a unique school. It is over 100 years old. It was originally a farm life school which taught agriculture and home economics and was a boarding school. Now it is a K-5 school with a very diverse student population. Vanceboro Farm Life serves over 648 students in grades K-5, and we have about 62 teachers. We have just a little over 10,500 different titles, but not a lot of selection for our ELL population. The focus of my SACP will be the creation of an international reading section within our media center. The books chosen for this center will not only represent the diverse cultures found within our student population, but will also encourage a social international discourse by providing literature which fosters dialogue between students, staff, and our community. 4 goals with my SACP were 1, to help ELL students identify with their curriculum, help all students at Vanceboro Farm Life increase their understanding of each other, help stakeholders within our school grow in their awareness regarding social change, and to bring about a culmination of greater understanding and efficacy. My theoretical and social foundation for my SACP was to help create a meaningful platform to implement literacy opportunities for our ELL students. Also, to allow greater understanding of the need for a cultural connection with our ELL population. So, Open a Book to Close the Gap would encourage students to reflect on their social differences and create methods and strategies to solve problems. This SAP will grow to allow ELL students to become a part of their curriculum development by having an integral part in the exploration of their own learning. My SACP team members were comprised of my media specialist, Paula Lancaster, and all of my grade level team leaders. Working with my media specialist, we comprised a current inventory of our book collection at Vanceboro Farm Life. And as you can see, there is a great disparity between our book collection that represents one race and the white population versus our book collection that represent minority or multicultural. Goals of Open a Book to Close the Gap and Connections to Understanding Curriculum. Goal 1, I wanted to create a media collection which is inclusive of our diverse learners, including their interests, cultural backgrounds, including historical relevance, and the promotion of cultural diversity within literacy. Goal 2 was to create a connection between the classroom teacher and media resources to help in the development of curriculum which is inclusive of the needs of their students. Goal 3 was to foster relationship building between all members of our Vanceboro Farm Life community, to provide an awareness of the students we teach and the members of the Vanceboro Farm Life community, to respect and honor the diversity our ELL students bring to our classroom and to our development as a school society and to our community as a whole. My course of action started on October 23rd, where I met with my ELL teacher. I asked for information for our ELL students. I was provided with a list of 22 ELL students in grades K through 5, and the languages ranged anywhere from Mandarin Chinese to Spanish to German, and all their different levels of proficiency. On October 26th, I met again with Paula Lancaster, my media specialist, and that's when we actually created that current international inventory within our library for students and resources for teachers. On October 29th, I reached out to the Director of Human Resources for Craven County Schools just to confirm that my SACP was within the provisions and guidelines for student confidentiality, and I was advised that my project is an extension of learning and that there was no need to secure student releases. On November the 2nd, I contacted Darlene Brown, the Director for Partners in Education, to discuss grants that were available for the acquisition of materials for my SACP. I will be submitting my grant next week, and hopefully we'll find out in January if I will receive my grant. Wish me luck. This next process was really the most powerful part of my SACP for me personally. I met with a focus group of students comprised of about 5 ELL students, one from each grade level, and the purpose was to get an understanding of their needs and wants within our school. I had some students complete a questionnaire on paper pencil. Students also completed a questionnaire online if they had access to Google Classroom. My questions that I had on the inventory were things like, who do you look up to? What's your hobby? Can you describe your lifestyle in 3 words? And what's the most valuable advice anyone has ever given to you, just to give you a few. Using the need for cultural inclusion as the impetus behind my SACP, I've worked over the past month to create a literacy-rich division within our Media Center, which is inclusive of literature, which represents the many cultures at Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary School. In addition to new literacy resources, I also created a website for ELL students to share their literacy choices by embedding a link within our school website for our VFLE families to learn more about our ELL population. Here is a screenshot of our Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary School website, and this is our English language learners link. On here, there is a blog for ELL students to do book talks. There's also another page that gives a lot of resources for families of ELL children. I learned so much creating and implementing this project. Reading the responses of my ELL students, I learned that they're very deep thinkers and they enjoy sharing and being heard. And I learned that it is extremely important to educate our school and community of the needs and offerings our ELL students provide to our Vanceboro community. Finally, as a leader in education, it is my goal to continue to promote a society where we are respectful of one another and do not view our differences as hindrances on building relationships, but as enhancements to our own knowledge of the world and where we belong in it. Thanks for listening.